wanted to give you a quick tutorial on what you need to do for your asynchronous day for English 8. Okay, it should not take you too long, so I hope you get to spend some of the day doing what you want to do versus what I want you to do. All right, so the first thing that you are going to do is you're going to scroll down to our quarter 4 folder, and you are going to click on the notes, April 15th and 16th. Okay, these are the daily notes, so this is what I went over with A Day yesterday, and so you will look through the notes. Okay, read each slide. Some of the slides have clickable links, like the Google form. After you look over the notes for the SOL review, there's a Google form. Click on it, and you can enter your results. Okay, so look through the notes. In the notes, it's going to talk about reading nonfiction, and it's going to talk about complexity of our reading. So specifically, it's talking about explicit and implicit themes that we're going to notice, or central ideas that we're going to notice. So explicit is a theme or a central idea that the author pretty much tells us, right? Writes it out and lets you understand this is exactly what I want you to learn from my book. So, for example, I am reading Born a Crime, and Trevor Noah, who's the author, starts with apartheid, which is racism and segregation in South Africa. Okay, so my explicit theme is racism, okay, and race relations in South Africa. Implicit is something the author's trying to tell me that isn't so straightforward. It's not directly in my text. I have to infer. So as I'm reading my book, and I'm on page 25 at this point, I'm noticing that Trevor is acting up a little bit, and this is leading me to believe that he's upset with his situation. Okay, so the implicit message or theme or central idea I'm going to take is that this is going to lead to some trouble for him because of the way he's acting. And I'm pretty sure, because he started with race, that the implicit message is that race is going to affect him for a long time. Okay, so that's explicit and implicit. Okay, when you finish looking at the notes, you can go down to your nonfiction folder, and you can click on reading journal number 1. Now, before you click on it, I want to show you my reading journal example is here. And then if you're unsure, we haven't written a reading journal since second quarter, so if you want to double check how to do it, you can click on there. Okay? When you click on your reading journal, it gives you your directions. So it tells you it needs to be 300 words or more, and then it gives you a prompt. What are some central ideas you see within your nonfiction reading? And what is a theme or themes that you see in your reading? And then it gives you a definition of a central idea, and it gives you a definition of your theme. Now, you can go into detail about this is explicit, the author is bluntly telling me this theme or the central idea, or you can mention that it's implicit. I'm kind of seeing this, but it's not straightforward told to me. Okay? So you will give me your book title, you'll tell me what page you're on, and then you'll start typing your reading journal down there. Once you're finished with your reading journal, let me go back there for just a minute. If you get stuck, and we all get stuck as writers, you can come up here to thought prompts. So in my reading journal, you'll notice that I talk about one of the themes is race, okay? Because he starts out talking about race right from the very beginning of the book. Okay? I might then use a thought prompt like, for example, and I might pull a quote from the book where he talks about what he calls apartheid. He actually calls apartheid, because he said it's separating people in an awful way. Okay, and so I'm going to use that quote. All right. Then I'm going to go and see. Let's see. It says this pushes me to think. This pushes me to think that there's racism all over the world, And while I know a lot about racism in the United States and our history, I don't know about it in South Africa. So this is a really great book for me to read and learn about that. So when I get stuck, I'm going to come up here to my thought prompts and click on them and see how can I add to my writing to make it a little bit deeper. Okay, last thing that I need from you tomorrow is your word poetry summative. So we worked on the Padlet, we added all of our information, we answered 3 questions. Now you're going to go and elaborate and answer 1. All right? Now, I know a little bit late, but some of you might want to go use this graphic organizer. My apologies that it made it into Schoology late. Okay? When you click on the graphic organizer, it looks like this. And it's just going to help you, give you a little bit of structure as you're writing. So I chose to answer question 2. I'm going to copy and paste the question there. Then I'm going to go back to the Padlet and I'm going to copy and paste what I put for question 2. Okay. Then I'm going to go look at my compilation of poems and I'm going to put another poem there. Okay. So I'm just going to write down my notes, my thoughts on the graphic organizer, and then I could move my paragraph or paragraphs down here. Listen carefully. You do not need to fill in the graphic organizer if you already submitted your summative. The graphic organizer is only there to help you. If you decide to use it, you can turn it in, and then you don't need to turn in this one. Only turn in one of them. I just wanted to give you the option to break it down to make it a little bit easier to understand what I'm looking for. Okay. All right, if you have any questions, you can reach me by email tomorrow. Certainly, please let me know if something is not working. Otherwise, have a really terrific weekend, and I look forward to seeing all of you next week.